this is my choppy, vloggy format. What we're looking at here is a Saturnine Praetor, and I've obviously missed a load of bits out, but I thought I didn't care, and I'll just go with what I've got. So what I've done here, this is basically milliput, and I wanted that sculpted armour sort of thing. So I'm no sculptor, and as you can see here, my technique's a bit more reductive, so I'll put it on as best I can, and then I'm just going to sand the shit out of it, starting from about 180 grit, I think, going up to about 3000, and obviously it's just, yeah, hammer at it, hammer away, try and get those corners a bit flat, and then work in that sternum bit. But yeah, it's quite fun, to be fair, just actually have like converting your own model. I've always been a bit I'm worried about doing it, just because I don't like getting things not appropriate to canon, if that makes sense. But there's a book that they brought out, it's like a comic book, but I can't remember for the life of me what it's called. But there's a guy in Cataphractii, or Cataphractii, or Cataphractii, however the fuck you want to say it, but he was in that armour, but he had like that sort of Roman sculpted helmet, and I think that was the inspiration for this. As you can see, it does take ages. But saying that, like, I'd rather do it this way, because I think well, obviously I can't sculpt anyway, but just to actually go in and do it this way feels a bit more therapeutic, I guess, because I can always sand back more. There you go. I think that looks like it's close to me doing it. Yeah, look, I've got the toothbrush out. That's a sign. If he gets the toothbrush out, it's done. And that's the chest part. Right, this is the abdomen. I wanted like that 6-pack sort of thing, but again, I'm no sculptor, so I basically had to just roll these sausages on. I did file all the detail off, because if I just put that on top, it would have been like too prominent. So basically just filed all the detail off, put the sausages on, flattened them down, and now I'm just drawing a light line with like I think that's the soft rubber sculpting tools. And there you go, got the line, and then there we're going to use a slightly bigger tool, I think that's what she said. Yeah, there is the weird ball thing, and obviously I've put a bit of water on that. It's just making that gap a little bit bigger. It still looks a bit soft. Again, that's what she said. Oh, there you go. And that's the bigger end of the ball. I can't keep doing it, can I? I was going to say that's what she said again. I literally can't keep doing it. But yeah, this is just pretty much getting the shapes in place, because the beauty of having a reductive technique is you can just be a bit scruffy at this stage and then slowly tidy it up. And I mean, that looks really, really scruffy. I'm actually surprised I smoothed that down. And there's a nice hard edge on that, you can see. I've tried to file it down so I don't want it looking too natural, because obviously it's on a massive bit of armour, so it'd look a bit weird anyway. And there you go, I think it's cured now, so this is the stage where we're going to start, filing this or sanding it down and then kind of blending it on the sides, so it looks like it's actually part of the armour instead of just some weird bits that protruding. What I would say though is here, be a bit careful if you do this, because that's Magic Sculpt, which is definitely the best stuff. It is my favourite stuff, like sculpting putty, but because it's basically held on by itself, I'm sure if you pushed too hard and sanded too hard, it'd probably just like chip off. But yeah, that's another little bit there. You can just fold the sandpaper in half and just have a nice straight edge, which is good for getting under. So obviously I wanted them to kind of look like abs, but not too much, because it probably would look weird. And there you go, just speeding it up now, because, well, if you actually want to watch me sand stuff, that'd be mad. There you go, now I've gone up a grit level, I think. I mean, I could have wet sanded some of this, but I didn't. Again, here's another bit I kind of cut out, but you seeing me cut up a bit of a helmet would have been mad. But that is a Stormcast Liberator, I think. And then I basically sliced the front of the face off, then I sliced the front of a Saturnine Praetor helmet, and then I literally just glued a millipede around the end. Now I'm just smoothing it. And there you go, we've got him mostly assembled, and then me trying to do the focus. There you go. Test fitting's always important, I think, but I've not really test fitted there, I've just literally put it on. You'll probably notice as well, actually, on the groin bit, I just took the sculpted bit off. I just thought no, because I ended up going, I wanted the belt buckle on. I was going to sculpt the legs actually, but I just thought it'd look too much. And now I've just chucked the old weapons on him as well. I swapped that axe over. I think it was the hammer. I messed around with the handle, so I could put the axe in that hand. I don't know why. I think I just wanted it a bit different. Yeah. So the plasma thing, it has a weird pipe, but obviously they make this kit out as if you can do what you want, but you can't, because look there, it just doesn't fit. I've moved the arm in a slightly different position to what it wants, and it's like, yeah, nah, don't fit. So pretty much I have to make my own pipe, which is annoying, and I've got to cut the shit out of that. So that's the I think it's guitar wire. And I think originally what I do here, I cut all of the actual linkages out. I don't actually use them all though, just because I was like, so I was doing it, I was like, yeah, this is actually mental if I actually drill into each bit, because one, it's going to be a pain in the arse, and two, I'll just hate my life, and then I'll hate the model, and it's not worth doing. No one's going to notice that. Like the two end bits, I think that's enough, because they actually connect to the model. But obviously at this point I didn't really know that, so I was just cutting it in sections. But yeah, I think it was like 2 or 3 mil thick guitar wire. So any musicians out there, I don't know, is that a bass guitar or... It's a really dumb thing to say. Is that a bass guitar? And I've just kept the footage of me rolling up the blue tack. But it's choppy, it's going to be a choppy edit, you know, it's not made by an AI, so they're human. So here's me. I think I nearly go into my own finger at this point. Oh no, it must be the other one. Yeah, I think it's this one. Oh fuck. Fuck. Yeah, I've done that before, but actually gone into my finger and it fucking hurts. But yeah, so be careful if you do shit. Well, actually, it's obvious, isn't it? If you're just going to stab yourself with a drill, then you're a pleb. So now it's attached. Well, it's attached, but I've gone straight onto the belt buckle. Now I trimmed the bottom bits off, because I sculpted that, which is an ultramarine like symbol. Ultima, yeah, there you go. And the idea was just, I was going to have a massive one in the middle, but I just was like, nah, I can't be asked. So I made the one, push fitted it, or push moulded it, so they were all the same. And then here is the cloak. This is just green stuff rolled out onto baking paper, I think, just to make it stick easier. And then test fitting it again, finding out it was a bit weird, and I was gutted. And then I had to push the folds into it, make it a bit more dynamic. There you go, you can see a corner cut out there, but you'll see what I did with that later. And yeah, making these folds, it was literally just, it wasn't fully cured, but it was cured enough for me to manipulate it. But while it fully cures, you have to like hold it in place. So yeah, look, I put like a paintbrush up there and something like that, which is annoying. You can see it's got a bit of memory, so it goes near. And then obviously I sanded it down just because I wanted to add texture to it and a bit of detail, and obviously I needed to glue shit on, and that's just going to be easier to do when you sand it down. And then test fitting it again. What I haven't shown is I actually had to drill into the shoulder pad, which was mad, and then drill into the cape. I don't know how I did it without like piercing through the cape, but I somehow pulled it off. So this is where the old cape had these weird bits. I just took them off because I thought that would cover the connection point. Super glued them on, but I wanted a bit more detail, so I put a chain on. So the easiest way for me to put a chain on is I only glue one bit first, then do whatever else I want to do with the cloak, and then I will put it in a weird position that looks natural, and then I'll run like really like watery super glue for it, so it just holds it all together. Obviously this is fiddly as shit. Again, me just trying not to spread the glue and be gutted. And this is where I had the texture, and I shamelessly stole this from Night Shift. This is basically Tamiya putty, and you mix it with super thin Tamiya glue. You mix it up and you literally just stipple it on like that, and it leaves a nice texture, which I think is good for a cape. It's going to look like actual fabric, not just putty rolled up and turned into a cape. And that's the chain glued on. Again, I didn't bother doing the base. I don't know why. If you're interested and you actually want to see how I do the bases, then let me know in the comments. But yeah, the base is just like milliput, and I just go a bit mad. I hash it out and then chip at it, and then to make it look a bit more natural, and then add loads of different types of textures to it. And that is pretty much the build done, which obviously took me a lot longer than 20 minutes that this video shows, but you can see it there, and then you'll shortly see it painted up. Don't know why it's on its side either, but it actually works out better, so I'm going to say I meant it. And here he is, all finished. You'll get to see some stills of that in a second. So that's just the boy posing. Quite easy to do the bases. That's the plasma caster thing. That's like just, I mean, I could do a painting tutorial. I'm sure there's plenty out there, so there's no point in me repeating myself. That's the axe. I like to work from like a black to a bright blue and put the lightning in, so I just think it looks cool. That's the push fit mold Ultima things that I put on the belt buckle, so that worked out quite well. You can see the painted filigree on the abdomen and the chest there. That actually is alright close up. Camera usually makes it look worse, but that's actually alright. And that's stippled fluor orange, grey and black, and that's made a weird singed cloak, which I'm quite happy with. And then that's the whole cloak, which actually turned out quite well. That's transfers. I definitely didn't paint it before you think, fucking hell. But yeah, there you go. Easy. I suppose I should say subscribe, shouldn't I? But, and like. I think to do what you want. If you've watched this video all the way to this point, you must have liked it. So if you watch this all the way just to say it was shit, then fair play. But I'm going to do more to annoy you then. Yeah, see ya.